Good evening and welcome to Mystery Card Class. I'm Nancy Dodge from YB Stamp. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I hope you've had a chance to gather all your supplies so that we can dig right into the clues. Now I have to say this is a card, but it's not a card. Anyway, I saw a couple of different ideas that different demonstrators had online and I put this together. I hope you like it as much as I do. So welcome to whoever comes later. I hope you can make the project, and I will post this on my Facebook page so that I can see the cards that you did, because I absolutely love seeing what you did. All right, let's dig right in. Hi, Joan. Hope you had a chance to gather your supplies, or maybe you're going to watch and then make it later. But anyway, I love seeing what everyone has done. All right, first clue. You're going to need your trimmer. I think I put that on the list. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Cut your 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock at 4 1/4 along the 8.5 inch side. Score the piece at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Now, before you let that first clue dig in, actually both clues, I'll show you what to do with the next piece. So this is the cardstock on its side, so you can see right down the middle how it's cut the 11 inch length. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. I'm going to put it on my desk view, and I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. All right. And then we're going to take that 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece and we're going to score it. So you're going to need your other blade, this blade here. But I'm going to put it up high so hopefully you can see this. My, sorry about that. My, auto, what am I looking for? You know what I mean. It's being a little funky. All right, so we are going to score this at 5 1/2 and at 2 3/4. Now, if you've made a Z-fold card before, these dimensions seem very familiar. So there's our first piece of the cardstock. Now, in our other directions, let me put this back just a second. The other half says to cut the other piece at 5 1/4 by 3 1/8, and then score it at 4 1/4. I'm messing myself up, aren't I? And 3 piece at, oh, the 4 1/4 and 1 3/8 piece at 1 1/8. Okay. So let's go back to our little diagram so you can see the other one where it's cut to 5 1/2, meaning 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then another piece, because it's 4 1/4 width, if you remember, at 3 1/8, and then we're going to score that small piece. So I'm going to put you back on my desk view, and I'm going to cut this at 5 1/2. And then I'm going to cut this at 3 1/8, 3 1/8, and I'm going to score this piece at 3 1/8. 3 1/8. So this you can just use for whatever you want. Stick it aside, throw it away. I happen to keep mine. All right. I hope that made sense. So from that one piece, we have these pieces. And this is scored, and these are scored. All right. Clue number 2. Adhere, so you should have your designer series paper. You could go ahead and take this card base and before, let me see, do this into a Z fold before we keep going. I think I put that in the directions and then I didn't do it. Sorry about that. Now I will have a PDF of this. Anyone that's on my receives my newsletter, it'll go out tonight, and there's also a PDF of this in my newsletter. There's a link to my newsletter on my website, ybstamp.com. Just click on I want to subscribe. All right, back to clue number 2. Adhere the 3 3/4 and 5-inch DSP to a different cardstock. And I have, this is the different cardstock of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to stick my little Z fold aside, and I'm going to adhere this on here. Hold on, you can't see me. So here's my cardstock, and here's my designer series paper. Sorry, is that a little brighter? All right. And I'm going to adhere this just like you would on the front of a card. Like that. Okay. And the other clue was adhere the 2 5/8 square to the 2 3/4 inch different cardstock. So that's what I've got here. I'm just going to add some seal. Put it in the middle. So those are the 2 pieces that I just adhered. Okay. Now, the third part of this is adhere the small assembly to that smaller cardstock that we scored. So that's this piece here. So I'm going to go ahead and score it. And then I'm going to flip it over so that I have the bigger side here. And I'm going to adhere this to here. So you may use tear and tape or glue dots, Stamp and Seal Plus, multi-purpose glue, whatever you use. So I'm going to center this as best I can. All right, there's my assembly. So that's it for clue number 2. Am I going too fast? I hope not. All right, clue number 3. Stamp sentiments on white or vanilla cardstock banners. All right, so I have my little banners, and I'm going to use this as a thank you. This is a good time of year to thank especially teachers. So I'm going to do thanks on the front, and I'm going to do you are much appreciated on the inside. So I got to dig them out. I think that's what that one says. They don't like to stick, do they? Get out a block. I always like to stick mine sideways because I feel I can see them better when I stamp them. You know, if I do it this way and then I hold it this way, I don't always see the both sides. So I just happen to put it on the side like that. So I'm going to stamp this on my bigger one. And then I'm going to stamp the other one on the smaller one. Like so. Close my ink. Get out my Stampin' Scrub, my Stampin' Mist, because if I don't do it now, then I will end up with ink all over me. It's just one of those Murphy's Law things. I don't know, but it always happens to me. No fail. Alright, so I pulled out, now this retired, but I still love this double oval punch. So that's what I'm using. Stick it in. It's like just barely fitting. And then the one for the front. Now I'm going to show you a quick trick you could do with any of your punches. I'm taking a sticky note. I'm just going to stick this on the corner to hold that piece of paper because it's too small to stick in here. So then I'm going to stick it in, line it up, and cut. There we go. And then I have a piece of, this is extra, right? Yeah. I'm going to just cut this piece out. I second guessed myself there for a minute. Then I'm just going to adhere these together. This is going on the front. Okay. Now I think clue number 4. Arrange larger banner or the front banner to the front like I have some die cuts that I'm going to put on. I'll show you that in a minute. And then the smaller one is going on that piece, that the 3 by 1/8 and 3 by 1/8. So the smaller one is going on here. Just going to add some seal. Stick that in. And then I'm going to just quickly assemble these for the front. I think I'll just put some glue down. So I used the multi-purpose glue, but I put it in this container because then I don't use as much. And I need my silicone sheet. Because this, nothing will stick to this. Well, you just have to peel it off, but I'm going to flip my die cuts over. I don't know what you guys are doing, whether you may just have a banner, you may have a large image, whatever you'd have on there. So I'm putting my larger image down first, and I'm just giving it a few dots around. Now I'm going to put it on the front of the card. And it sets pretty quick, so I'm just going to hold it down for a minute or a second or whatever. See, look, it's all ready. And I'm starting with the largest and working to the smallest. And I'm just putting, I'm not completely covering it with glue. Just putting some dots to hold down the pieces. And that's what I like about this little tube, is I can put down just a few dots. And the last one, I hope you guys had a good weekend. It was kind of cloudy and cool here. We were spoiled by having 70+ degree weather, and then suddenly we don't have it anymore. I think it was just a tease. Alright, and then I'm going to put my banner on with dimensionals. I'm going to use the mini ones because that's what I have available. Alright. And Mother's Day is coming. So this would also be something good that you could make for somebody for Mother's Day. Whether it's a mom or daughter-in-law or a daughter or somebody that is important to you. Alright. There are my banners. I hope you've had a chance to do yours. Alright, let's see. Clue number 5. Well, this looks lengthy. Okay, it's not though. It's not difficult. It's just detailed. So we're going to take our 4 1/4 by 3 1/8 assembly, and we're going to fold it over a post-it note. Then adhere that section to the back of the post-it note. So let's do this in stages. So I have my little post-it note pad. So here's the piece that we folded. Now, post-it notes are all different thicknesses. That's why we didn't fold it then. So just kind of fold it over so that you know the width. And then take your bone folder or a pen or whatever you use to burnish. Like that. And then I'm going to adhere this section to the back here. So you can use whatever you want. I'm going to use Stampin' Seal. You could use Stampin' Seal Plus. Could use glue. Whatever you decide. So center the post-it notes as best you can. And then fold the top over and press it down. Okay. Hope that was easy enough to see. Alright, the next part of the clue. I should have put these on different slides. I don't know why I didn't. Adhere the 4 by 5 1/4 piece of the second different cardstock, which I said could be white, to the inside of the card on the largest section. Okay. So I chose to have white, and I'm going to put it right here. So put my Stampin' Seal on. It looked like it was getting a little low, so I have another one ready to go, but so far it doesn't look like I need it. Alright, center it. There we go. Alright, easy enough. Then adhere post-it note assembly on the bottom of that second different cardstock. So on mine it's white. About 1/4 inch from the bottom and 1/2 inch from either side. So about 1/4 of an inch up and 1/2 an inch from either side. So on the back of your Post-it notes, put your Stamp and Seal Plus, whatever you decide you're using. You may decide that Stamp and Seal Plus is better because it's heavy duty. And it's going about 1/4 of an inch up and 1/2 inch from either side. And then push down. Alrighty. I hope that makes sense. I thought it was pretty easy, but one never knows. Alright, clue number 6. Adhere cover, the one that looks like a card, to the front. Adhere cover to, I don't know. Oh yeah. I'm just confusing myself. To here. Oh wait, no. I have to put it on here first. I never did that. I missed that step somewhere along the line because this was the second piece that we cut. Have to change that in my PDF. Alright. Now I can adhere this to this section. So I'm going to put my seal on this section all the way around because there is not an edge that it needs to take into consideration. So this is going exactly over this. Like so. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Clue 7 is really easy. Embellish if desired. So I don't know if I want to put any embellishments on that. But anyway, so here's the card that you can give somebody. Thank you very much. And then they can keep it on their desk. Have their little Post-it notes here. You could even probably put a little small pen here if you wanted. And if you wanted to say something to them, you know, thank you for being my child's 2nd grade teacher this year, blah, 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 whatever. So, you know, or happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, thanks for being a great mom, thank you for being a great friend, something like that. So anyway, isn't that cute? Let me see if I can give you a better view. Whoops. So it stands. Alright, I'm going to show you the other ones that I did just to give you some other ideas. So that's the one I just did. The first one I did, I made a birthday card for my brother. So hopefully he's not watching because he'll get a glimpse. And I just fussy cut the tools out of the designer series paper. So it says, "You're the most awesome brother." You know, he can use it. He's a carpenter by trade. He can use this for writing down little dimensions. I'm glad you enjoy it, Joan. And then I made this one. I thought it would be just a little something to send to somebody. Said, "Hey there." And I fussy cut this out of designer series paper. And I did put gems on this one. Can you see the gems? And then my little pad. And then the one that I did the other day, which I'm going to give to my pastor for her birthday, it says Faith. So I put some gems on there. Can you see the little gems? Is being sure of what we cannot see. I thought that was really cute with the little pink pad. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. And I can't wait to give it to people. So thank you so much for joining me. Next Sunday, same time on my YouTube channel, I will have Back to Basics. And I'm going to show you a quick simple, easy card for graduation, because there are a lot of graduations coming up between college and high school, so that you can make it really like 5 minutes. Cut, put together, done. So that's what we're going to do in Back to Basics next Sunday. So until then, happy stamping.